go over that then. All right, while this loading, y'all share the YouTube link for me. And I'm still giving a few people some time to get on here. Okay. I don't even know how many of these I done did so far. I got to go back and count. Well, while we waiting on some more people to get on here, either one of you got any questions? Any other questions?
Hey, Walt, for me, we talked a little bit about the euro and the tether. So you said I need to just repay and reduce?
Yeah, so for me personally, right now,
I don't have euro on my borrow side. I only have it on the collateral side.
okay, you don't need it on either side. I personally just prefer the USDC. Just personally though, like you can use the tether or you can use the URS, but like they're all stable coins, so it's really just something that holds your dollar for dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Okay.
Let me go here. Let me see. Let's connect this. Connect. All right, so Miss Kim,
Yes.
let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. So we got USD coin as collateral.
Yes.
Because we want to take advantage when the price of the market drops, right?
Yes.
And then we have USD coin on the borrow side so that we can take advantage when the market is going up. This is the stable coin that's doing its job. It's providing stability in your account. Let me take that like 82 cents. And look at that. That's only 82 cents. And I ain't looked at this in a few days, but imagine you got $225 in your bank account. You ain't gonna earn one red cent.
Absolutely not.
So just one of the things that we always want to keep track of. Oh, I'm so crazy. Look at that. It's up 64%. I don't even got none.
So if I have
go ahead.
So with the tether that I have on the borrow, I can just swap that. I can just swap that into USD coin.
On your borrow side, you got tether on the borrow side, right?
Right, yeah, because it's not on the collateral. I don't even think it's available on the collateral side.
It should be.
I have never been able to
find it. They probably think it used to be, but tether is not as beautiful as people think it is. Like that's the reason that USD coin is so big and prominent over USDT. The URS, the Stasis Euro, is a product of a company that's basically taking the initiative to provide a stable coin for Europe. You see what I mean? But they do the same thing. And then think about it. USD coin, you can borrow 80%. You can put in $100 and borrow $80 with the USD coin. With the euro, you're only able to borrow $70. See what I mean? Stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
And then how much you got to repay? You got to repay 20% on your USDT. You got to pay 17% on your, you know what I'm saying? So like
in
this instance, and now that I'm looking at it myself, I would go with the euro on the borrow. Now that I see that, I'm actually going to switch that up.
What do you mean you go with the euro on the borrow?
It's 5% to repay the euro. Even though you really don't care about it, it's still lower than what I'm actually using right
Okay.
now.
I see what you're saying. You would repay using the euro versus USD coin.
No, I would repay like right now. I'm gonna repay USD coin. I will repay, right?
Uh-huh.
And instead of having $67 in USD coin, I'm gonna turn it into $67 in euro because
Because it's cheaper because of the A. Okay, got you.
bam. So that's something that I'm really, really peep right now. I'm gonna go fix that later.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Another thing is like you see, this is the Block Cycle fund. So Block Cycle has its own folks finance account. So once I get this thing to pumping out, a couple $100 a day, that money will start going into everybody's wallets. So like how some people be hitting me up like, oh, I want you to do it for me, or can you do it for me? This is as close as it's gonna get to me doing it for you, is you being a part of Block Cycle and me managing this account so that everybody can eat off of it. And that's just for the record, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? Did somebody else come on here? Nobody came back on. Let me record this so it could be up. I don't gotta record it. It's on YouTube. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna be so happy when I get back to 20,000. Almost there, y'all. I'm almost there. Like right now, y'all see I'm borrowing $40 right now.
Man.
So imagine if I do that 4 times today, what's that?
You got
160.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm already past that, this is just an example. But now, as you can see, I borrowed Solana. I borrowed $40 in Solana, and then I took that same $40 in Solana and I added it to my collateral side. So now I have more Solana as collateral growing and compounding, working for me. And then after I did that, the liquidation margin went back up to 10.30, and then I'm going to borrow $25 more, but I'm going to borrow the USD coin just because I can do whichever one I want. And then I'm going to add that same, let's just put $20. I'm going to add $20 back to the collateral. Liquidation margin is going to go back up. And then this time, I'm going to borrow Algo, $15 worth of Algo. So that's what, $40 of Solana, $20 of USDC, and then $15. So $75, $65.
Mm-hmm.
75.
$75 real quick right there that I was able to leverage. And technically I'm not done because I still got to put the 15 back on there. And then after putting the 15 on there, I'm going to borrow some AVAX now, Chainlink. $8 in Chainlink. Now, usually I was when I first started this, I was only borrowing the USD coin because I just wanted my debt to stay stable. I didn't want it to be going up and down on me. So I used to just borrow the USD coin. The downside to that is when the market is actually going down, my collateral is going down and it's going to go lower towards my debt. So that's hurting me. So then we created the uptrend where now we have the USD coin on the collateral side so we can take advantage when the market is dropping. Like I lost 23,000, 31,000 total figuring those two things out. So that saves y'all a lot of hassle. Like Miss Kim, you didn't get liquidated at all, right?
Since correct. Right. That? Yeah, correct. No, I did not.
Yeah. But I've been getting liquidated, see what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out Lofty real quick. So I need somebody else that comes through to verify this for us, but you don't have to KYC unless you're gonna be using a bank account or a debit card. But and then some people are only gonna be able to buy crypto by using a bank account or debit card. So at some point, some people are gonna have to KYC. But as of right now, I'm gonna say one property. I'm one property away from just making $1 a day off of Lofty. And this is from just holding the properties. Like I think this one stopped paying rent. I want to sell it, but I don't want to sell it. So I'm just leaving it there. It's real estate, so whatever. And then the best one that I got is obviously the Airbnb property. So my goal is to just get this thing pumping out a couple dollars a day. If you can get it to make a couple dollars a day, then you can make it. It can make tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a day. It's just math after that to me. So the issue that I was having with Lofty that it fixed, the team fixed the bug or whatever, and this shit is really moving. I was not able to see my account balance. Oh my God, all of this security.
Well, after you do that, can you go back and or finish answering other questions? Can you go back and show me how once you acquire the property, there are some properties that have a liquidity pool attached to them, right?
Yeah, that's what we're going over now.
Oh, okay.
That's what this is. So this is just the buying the properties and holding property tokens part of the platform.
Okay.
The lend and earn is the liquidity pools for the properties.
Okay.
Which is this. So I got 279 in total value lent out because basically you're providing the USDC to the liquidity pool so that people can buy and sell these properties. Right. So for example, here is the Airbnb property. I've used pool tokens and I put USDC inside of this liquidity pool. So obviously, when the transactions happen, I get paid.
So on that liquidity pool, so I have to create the pool. It doesn't automatically create on its own by way of me buying the property. I have to go here to the lend and earn and select the lending pool that I want to be a part of.
Yep, just like if you were to go to Tiny Man or Pancake Swap.
Okay.
You basically just add. You can, but you're only adding one thing. You can add both, but you're only adding USDC. Or if you own the property token, you can just use your property token to add liquidity. Okay. And now you get paid off of the transactions so you can add USDC or you can add one of your property tokens.
Okay, gotcha.
And look, there's more tokens than USDC in this pool. So most of the people that bought tokens, they took those tokens and added it to the liquidity pool. At some point, this liquidity pool is going to reach its cap, is going to reach its max, because there's only a certain amount of tokens and there's only a certain amount of USDC that can be added to the pool. And from what I'm understanding, when that happens, the rewards that you earn from providing the liquidity are going to go up exponentially because, for example, let's go right here. There's 337 tokens available to be used in this liquidity pool. And I'm sure that there's like maybe thousands of tokens, but only 356 of them can be used to provide liquidity for this property specifically. Every time a transaction happens with this property specifically, anyone that has provided a USDC or a property token will earn rewards from the transactions. Another way that you're able to get paid off of other people's transactions. But yeah, this is the liquidity pool for real estate. So, and
great.
So the next property that I'm thinking about getting is between this. Where is it? Actually, I think this is one of them I was looking at because I'm looking at the projected rental yield, right? If the projected rental yield is anything close to what I'm getting from the Airbnb property from this 88 Madison, then it should be good, right? Like there's only 618 tokens left. This one has 21, and you can tell this one keeps changing, right? It keeps going from 1 token to 100 tokens to 21 tokens because people are buying these up. But that also means people are adding them to the liquidity pool.
Yeah, I was just about to say that price keeps going up every couple of days.
Where is it? But I mean, you got to think, just learn how to browse it, do your due diligence. And most of the information that you would look for while investing in a property is, the documents, the financials, all of that stuff is already inside of the platform for you to just review and make your decision based off of that. Okay, but either way, it only takes $50 to get started in this, and you invest in real estate. I like it mainly because people want to invest in real estate, but you got to deal with brokers, you got to deal with real estate agents, you got to deal with closing and this and that, and some people just don't have the energy for it, right? Like I'm one of those people. As much as ambitious as I am, as bad as I want it, I'm just not breaking my neck to go out and do all of that heavy lifting right now. Don't need this. Don't need this. But y'all good on the liquidity pool for the real estate? I know y'all got properties already, so that would be the next step. Is after you hold the property, instead of just holding it, you can leverage it even further and add liquidity. And then I wanted to share this too. So I need y'all to know how to use this. All right, so since we teach Web3 and DeFi, right, we're going to focus on DeFi, and then I want to focus on DeFi Llama right now. DeFi Llama is an aggregator, right? They basically collect the data from all of the blockchains, or as many as they, look into. But this is one of the platforms that I use to do research on different networks, on different blockchains. So right here, the protocol. So for example, Folks Finance, this is a protocol. And let me get this money real quick. Lofty is a protocol. Another $20. Sit on that for a second. All right, so Lofty is a protocol. TinyMan is a protocol as well, just so we could be on the same page. A protocol is the decentralized application. It's basically an app. It's a Web3 app. This is why we connect the wallets to the protocols, to the platforms. That's part of what makes this DeFi. So DeFi Llama is going to rank the different blockchains, the different wallets, the different networks. And right here is showing you all of the protocols that DeFi Llama tracks specifically. So Lido is liquid staking. If you don't know what liquid staking is simply being able to put in your crypto and pull out crypto to do something else with it. And you can do that over and over and over again. It just depends on what platform you use, because some platforms will let you stake it twice. Some will let you stake it 3 or 4 times, just depending on how and why. For example, once you invest in Lofty, like you got to think, once you put your money into something, that is a form of staking. I don't care if you invest in real estate, a car, gold, stock, whatever, you have a stake in it. But now to leverage it even further, which is the example I'm giving for liquid staking, now that you have a new asset, you can take that new asset and stake it, add it to liquidity. You could do something else with it, which is what I'm getting at. Same thing on TinyMan. When you set up your liquidity pools on TinyMan, after that, you're able to go to the farms and then stake on the farms. Farming. Well, you know what? Let me go back right here. I still ain't collected these. So as long as you set up the liquidity pools, you'll be able to set up the farms, and now you're still staking. So and I love farms because you earn every day from the farm. Like it's like a payout. So if you have your farm set up to where it's paying out $50, $100 a day, you can just take that every single day, because you're going to get that same amount based on what you've put in the farm. It's not going to go down. It's not as risk like trading or private banking. It's just growing your money. So that's one of the benefits to look into farms. And I got a new farm for us too. All right, so DeFi Llama. Aave is like basically private banking, the biggest private banking platform that exists, let's say, right? And you can use all 12 of these blockchains on Aave. But as you can see, you can't use Algorand. And then there's a lot of other blockchains that you cannot use, which is why there's room for other companies to make protocols, other staking and lending, other DEXs, right? This is one of the things to look at. Every blockchain has its own protocols. We're going to go to Algorand first, right? So if you're ever looking for a specific protocol that is on a specific blockchain, you can use DeFi Llama to look it up, you know, or if you just want to see what type of protocols the network has, right? You can look it up. So as you can see, Folks Finance has, I think, what, like 30, 20? It is only reporting 20 different protocols, right? Obviously, there's way more than 20 being built on Algorand, but Algorand is still new to the game, essentially. But Folks Finance is the biggest protocol on Algorand. And as you can see why, right? Then we have Lofty, which we can see why, right? One of the places where you can private bank. You can make money every single day with Folks Finance using the strategies and using this platform. And then you can also make money every day, or you can invest in real estate every day using Lofty. That's the number 1 and 2. And then number 3, Tinyman. So these are the top 3 protocols on the Algorand blockchain. And then we got some more. I know some of you familiar with Cometa. We use that to farm. I've been talking to the XBAC team. They create vaults. Humble DeFi is like Tinyman. Vestige is more like DeFi Llama. It's an aggregator. So they actually do a lot of different things, but they also allow you to swap too. Opulus, I like what Opulus does, but you know, they put a bad taste in my mouth because they took the money from Algorand and then went over to Avalanche, to a different network. So, you know, but I don't hold anymore, so that's good with me. But do I got any questions on the DeFi Llama thing? Let's go with Bitcoin. Let me see what happened when I put in Bitcoin. Let's see. Oh, this thing getting big. It's going to get big. So if anybody knows, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, and it was only used as a store of value. Basically, you just put your money in it to protect your value of your money. Now, Bitcoin, because somebody cracked the code, because this is all technology, it's all software. Somebody's cracked the code to be able to create DeFi for Bitcoin. So now you're able to do the private banking and all of those different things with Bitcoin, which is not a big deal at this point because, I mean, it's Bitcoin right here. It's wrapped in the Algorand blockchain, but I got Bitcoin right here. So once you learn how to navigate, it doesn't matter what network, what blockchain, you'll be able to do all of the same things because they're pretty much the same. And the way that I approach it, I look at it like you find the network, you find the blockchain, you find the wallet that goes to the blockchain, and then you start to look into the different protocols. And this is how you do your own research. This is how you test it out. You know, you find the blockchain, find the wallet, find the protocol, and practice. Let's go to, I guess we could use this. So total value lock. Total value lock means liquidity. How much liquidity is inside of the asset. So according to DeFi Llama, Bitcoin has a total value lock of $1.896 billion. Fees generated 1.24 million. Volume 2.51 million. Total raise 1 million. Bitcoin price is at 51,000. Market cap is at 1 trillion. So keep that in mind. The market cap, the total value of all of the Bitcoin in the world, is at $1 trillion, which is significant because Apple, Google, and a couple of other big tech companies, they just became $1 trillion companies, recently after being around for so long. So for Bitcoin to be so new and hit that milestone so fast is something that people should pay attention to. And the same thing works with if you're using to look at the value of Algorand, right? And this is important when you're looking at the total value lock and especially the market cap of an asset, right? Because as long as the market cap is growing, your stake, your equity that you have invested is growing because the overall market cap is growing. I've been dealing with Algo since the market cap was, let's say, $500 million. So it's doubled since then. Now it's at 1 billion. Bitcoin is at $1 trillion market cap. Algorand is at a $1 billion market cap. And you want to know what the volume looks like, right? How much is transactions are going through this network, right? It doesn't matter if it's buys or sales. Volume is telling you how much money is flowing through the network in the last 24 hours, according to DeFi Llama, though, because when you check different, aggregators or exchanges, they're all going to have a, variance in the data that they report. So DeFi Llama and CoinMarketCap are two of the tools that you'll use to just start doing some more research. Like right here, we have 55 days into the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving is significant because it's going to have an effect on the supply and demand of Bitcoin. And you want to be invested. It's expected to take place in April. And the crazy part about the Bitcoin halving is there's not a specific date on when the halving is supposed to happen. There's a specific transaction that needs to occur in order for the halving to take place. So I think it's 210,000 blocks or something like that. So once a certain amount of blocks have been transacted, then the software, the smart contract, the protocol, the program is going to do the process. And then the process is going to have an effect on supply and demand, making the value go up. Once the value of Bitcoin goes up, it's anticipated that all of the other cryptocurrencies will follow behind it. Like I've been in crypto long enough to know that when Bitcoin go up, everything else go up. When Bitcoin drop, everything else drop. So just following Bitcoin as a measuring stick, it will allow you to do something like this. Let's say you wanted to go to, here you go one. SCI. So this is something that I found, networking with some people on Twitter. They was like, man, get some of this. When I got it, it was at like 71 cents. Then it dropped down to 60 cents. And I ended up getting a little more. Now it's at 83 cents. But let's look at the market cap. Market cap is at $2 billion. Volume is at $207 million. And then, let me see. Is it there? Let me just blow it up. Right, these are the numbers that you look at, and then everything is up over the last hour. Another thing to look at, and only 25% of the currency is in circulation. So this has bigger numbers than Algorand right now. It has a market cap of 2.1 billion on the market cap. It has $204 million in transactions, and only 25% of the assets are circulating. So like compared to Algorand is a $1 billion market cap. Algorand is doing almost 1 million in transactions. I think it gotta be more than that. I think it's like 100 million. And then 75%, 80% of Algorand is in circulation. So like just being able to look at those different metrics. Oh, what's wrong with this thing? It froze up. Looking at those different metrics is how you'll be able to, compare apples to oranges, or if something is a good fit for your portfolio. Also, if you want to know where, like if you're looking up a cryptocurrency and you want to know where can you find it, instead of asking somebody, because sometimes I know there's no harm in asking questions, but like people don't take the initiative a lot of times to just simply go do their own due diligence. But that's what I'm sharing with you now. So you can go to CoinMarketCap. You can click on any token that you're interested in looking the information up for. And right here, you're going to click markets. Markets is going to tell you which exchanges you can buy the cryptocurrency from that you're looking for. And then you also look at the volume. All right. How much do they got? They got $43 million on Binance. That's $43 million of the $200 million. So this is the biggest exchange that's moving, that's doing the most transactions. Then the next one, they got Coinbase, Kraken, XYZ. Let's do, I don't even think it's been a month yet, but this is, yeah. Let me see. Yep, right about here. So I done had this for about a month now. Yeah, that's not bad though. 30% in a month, and there's still plenty more room to grow because this is 24/7, right? It's not going to stop or slow down no time soon. It's just too much. It's just too much money in here. You know, I don't care how you look at it. It's just too much money inside of the crypto market. Like the cryptocurrency market is already worth $2 trillion, also bigger than a lot of other markets out there. And Bitcoin is worth half of that. You know, I remember when Bitcoin was at $700 billion. Now look, I remember at the beginning, it just turned into a $1 trillion market cap on Valentine's Day. So what's that? In almost 2 weeks, it added another $30 billion. These are the new people coming in, or the people that are just trying to get as much as they can before it max out, because it's gonna max out. Now, I'm not sold on Bitcoin like, oh, it's the best thing smoking, because it's old, it's slow, and it's already maxed out, basically, right? It started just like everything else at zero, and now look, it's at $52,000 for just one asset. You know, I was lucky enough to catch the Ethereum at 2,500. So now, just from getting the Ethereum at 2,500 and holding, I've already made $600 on just this one asset. Like that's my official benchmark, you know, that I'm proud to share with everybody. And I got it because I was using folks' finance, right? Like, for example, right now, I'm going to borrow $6. It just went up, see? So I'm going to borrow this $7 basically. But instead of adding the USDC back to the collateral this time, just because we're talking about it, I'm going to turn that $7 of Ethereum, of USDC into Ethereum. Bam. So swap. And now I'm going to add $7 more to my Ethereum. And when the price of Ethereum goes up, that $7 that I just got, now that $7 is going to be growing for me. Any questions though on anything that I went over with y'all?
Nope, no questions.
Okay. All right, let me go and put this up posted. I appreciate y'all coming through.
Okay, thanks, Walt.
All right, I'll talk to you. Oh, let me know when you do your gift card and you got it. Okay.
I'll work on it now. I'll hit you up.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Peace, y'all.